So I want to show you how to set up your charts and basically your office environment, really, so you can get on and do well with your trading. So let's just talk about sort of the charting. It's important that you get your charts right. I'm a technical analyst, I'm a chartist, I'm a trader. I use charts to make trading decisions, then to place a trade with an outcome to make money or to not make money. So the charts have got to be, they're the tools of your trade. So they've got to be configured nicely, well, so it's nice and comfortable for you as an individual to be able to see the trading indicators that you're using on the chart. So as I coached many students over the years, I've seen all sorts of computers, laptops, screens that are cracked, computers that just keep on crashing. It's important that you get the right, especially as a day trader. If you're day trading, you get the right PC. I feel like Macs are not well fitted to a lot of the chart platforms that are provided by the brokers out there, and it always seems like there's issues with a Mac less than there is with a Windows based computer, and I'm not a techie guy whatsoever. So with my setup, I've got 6 screens here. As a day trader, I'm using 6 screens. As a swing trader, you don't need 6 screens. You could get yourself just a laptop, 1 screen, and just use that is perfectly fine. But as a day trader, I'm looking for opportunities, and I want the environment to be comfortable around me. It's fit around me, and so as I'm doing this sort of video to you, looking into the camera here, top right hand side I've got my big watch list, and I'll show you that in a sec, and the rest of it is in my day trading time frames being 60-minute, 5-minute, 4-hour time frames. So the way I've got it set up is that I've got 27-inch screens here, and the computer that I'm using is really a fast, strong computer. I've had it for years. I keep on making sure it's up to date, and I'm making sure that all the software in it is up to date, of course. But the monitors that I'm using are just off Amazon. I mean, they are 150 quid, and you can get them even cheaper these days. Monitors, and they're nice and wide, 27-inch, nice LED technology, whatever it says on the writing here. And I feel comfortable with them. They're good. I don't need bigger ones. If you go even bigger and get big TV screen size ones, then it just feels very weird. I'm sure people have had those and they work fine. But okay, so I've got 6 screens here, 1 PC, and using that. All right, I'm not a techie person. I don't. Somebody set it up for me, and that's been done. All right, so it's important that you scale your charts correctly, because I've seen charts like this, and for me, I need as much history and data as possible. If it's like this, I can't see trend lines, I can't see support and resistance, I can't see the bigger picture. So make sure you just scale it so you feel comfortable with the history. How far should you go back? Well, the thing is here, because I've got the 1 hour time frame I'm showing you, I've also got, I don't have to go back so far here where it's really blurred. I don't have to do that. I can do, but I've got other time frames that are doing that for me. So this is a 1 hour time frame. Now I've got a 4 hour chart, so it goes back, I can see more data back on my other screens, much further back there. So seeing the DAX sell off here, which is quite nice. All right, so I've got multiple different time frames, and let's discuss now that in a little bit more detail. So if I wanted to have more than one time frame, now this is called multiple time frame trading. This is just a 1 hour time frame. You could take trades just off a 1 hour time frame, but because this DAX is dropping here, wouldn't it be nice to see what the trend's like on a daily chart or even a weekly chart? Now, there's a couple of ways I can do this. I can go to my time up here and just literally click on the daily chart here. You can see we're getting a nice sell signal. Or I could click on the weekly chart and do the same thing as well. But I don't need to do that, because I've got another monitor with those timeframes on, so I can look up or look left or look right to actually see what those timeframes are doing. Now, the way I've got it set up here with a 1 hour time frame, I don't have it set up like this. I have it with multiple timeframes on one monitor. So if I just go to this area here and just literally half the chart. Now, obviously you're using your chart package. Most chart packages have similar sort of configurations that, you know, they got charting indicators, they got charting time and price and all the usual stuff in any chart package, and they might even have a duplicate button right there, and I'm sure they have, or a copy and paste button. But for me, I've got now 2 time frames here. Now I'm a multiple time frame trader, so I can go and move this to a 5-minute chart. So you can see here I've got a 5-minute chart on the right and a 1 hour time frame on the left. You have to decide, you know, if you're a day trader, what time frame are you going to be entering? And I'm definitely not saying that you should be using 5-minute time frames. You can use smaller time frames, or you can use a 1 hour time frame. But what I see with people, with human beings in general, is that if you get too many time frames, too many things going on, then you get confused. And us human beings cannot, you know, do more than one thing very well at the same time. Okay, so just think about that, and that obviously goes down to personality profiling. Anyway, I'm getting off the subject. What I'm saying here is that this is a multiple time frame, and this is how I set up this one monitor. On my other monitors, my charts will have a 4 hour, a daily, a weekly and a monthly, and I can scan through these because I've been doing it for years. But when you're new to trading, you might not be able to, because your eyes and your subconscious hasn't seen this data enough. But once you've done it enough, it will get easier for you guys. All right, and this is where the frustration really kicks in for people, is that they're looking at a 5-minute and it's saying go short, but the weekly is saying go long. All right, and this is where you need to be working with your coach and your mentor to get the right multiple time frames that suit your personality, because that's really important, because you will get confused if you're new to this and you're looking at multiple time frames, i.e. you're looking at 4 different time frames for one market. All right, that's multiple time frames for one market. So think about that. Now on the right hand side, I've got my smaller time frames on the right and my bigger time frames on the left. My eyes go from right to left for me. I look right then to left. On the right hand side here, I've got price. Down the bottom I've got time. All right, and the smaller the time frame, you know, you're going to have this amount of data, and then on a bigger time frame you're going to have maybe multiple days of data. All right, so think about that. And inside here in my chart platform, I've got my drawing tools, and I like to sort of get rid of them when I don't need them, just so it's just one click to have my tools. Now I can drag this and put this below here, okay, or I can put this at the top here, or I can put my drawing tools at the right. But for me, I just want to hide them because I want enough space as possible to be able to see the charts and see what I'm doing and see what my indicators are actually giving me. All right, now at some point you're going to want to build a watch list. I'm going to drag my watch list over here. Now my watch list is on my top right hand side. I've got into this habit where I go top right over there, and that's where my top right monitor is. And over there my habit is I open my PC and I look at my watch list straight away. And the way it's set up is, and I'm replicating this now on this monitor. So I've got it like this, okay, and I've got just 2 more charts alongside my watch list, like this. Okay, so I'm set like this. Now, of course, the chart platform I'm using has got a huge amount of predefined lists, and I've got a lot of my own lists that I can sort of just click on. Some of them need tidying up. But my day trading list, main one, is here, and I'm not day trading all these markets, guys. most definitely not, but I've got some in here that I'm just keeping my eye on, because I don't want to keep on clicking into here, changing the list. I want this as my focus. Now this might not be good for some people, because looking at too much again. So if you feel like you're, and especially if you're new to trading, just, I'm just going to delete as much as possible. Delete. I traded that Caterpillar last month, deleting it now. Don't need it in there. Ripple is in there now. SunPower is in my SIP and my day trading markets, tech, Nasdaq, DAX and FX pairs. There's some of them that I'm interested in here. All right, so now I'm used to this. I've been doing it for a long time. I'm used to this, guys. I don't, it doesn't concern me that I've got lots in my list. It may for you, and I would suggest if you are brand new that you really do just cut back to, and I don't know, like 3, 4, 5 markets maybe in here that you're keeping your eye on a consistent basis. All right, there's enough in one market. I could trade the Aussie CAD, this market here, this currency. I could trade that on its own with nothing else, delete everything else, and I can make a living for the rest of my life just trading Aussie CAD. All right, but am I going to get a setup and a strategy every morning I get to my charts? Maybe not. So that's why I put in other markets. These are a lot of markets here. I suggest if you're new that you cut back and take a deep breath and literally just have a few markets. Now, if you're somebody that's trading and you feel like you've got ADHD, very popular, challenging thing that we're dealing with these days, is you're going to get bored with 2 or 3 markets, and you're going to want to add more markets, because that's, lack of focus with ADHD and boredom sets in. So you want more stimuli, you want something to stimulate you, so you're going to put more markets in there. Right? Don't do it, because you're going to have so many markets in there, and then you're going to get frustrated at some point, and then you're going to go back and then do 3 or 4 markets. Try and stick with those few markets, guys, if you can, if that's your strategy and that's the way you're trading. All right, now that's the way I've got this right screen set up. Now I've got a screener, a scanner, and a scanner is something that finds me the trades that are setting up on my chart platform instantly. Now I've got this just in the bottom time frame, the bottom monitor on the right hand side here. I feel like when I look at this, if I had them alongside each other like this, it feels like for me there's just too much going on for my brain to cope with. So I need to separate. I separate the screener, I shove it on the other monitor, and I really then focus on that screening and finding the trades that are setting up. Now when I feel like this, when there's a setup here setting up, I just right click and then add it into my watch list that I want to focus on in here. And then I have some other formulas where there's reds and greens here, greens for longs, reds for shorts, and so on. All right, but look, if I'm going for a big move in a market, big move meaning big profits, if I'm going for big profits as a swing trader, I will focus on that market for as long as possible to get a really good entry. So for example, I'm focusing at the moment on this New Zealand CAD for a big, what I call blue whale trade. And this blue whale trade, here's a 1 hour, here's the 5 minute. The blue whale trade I'm talking about on the weekly chart. So if I'm going for a big swing trade on the weekly time frame, I like to build 60-minute and 5-minute entries into this. So if I get a brand new 5-minute entry here, which is a green PTS, and it starts going up, I will start to buy more. And I'm using the smaller time frame to get really tight stops, nice precision entries. And then on the weekly chart, I want it to continue another 500 pips higher. Okay, and then I'll manage it on the weekly chart after that. But I'm using my 5 minute to get me in, so I can have really tight stops. And that's the sort of thing when I'm going for blue whale trades. It has to come, a blue whale trade is something that's on a monthly and a weekly time frame, and I'm looking to build a position. All right, So what I'm trying to say here is I put that in my watch list. I make sure that it's at the forefront of my trading every day, because I don't want to miss these types of signals and get into the trade. Now what you could do, you could set an alert or an order on your phone. You could do that if you have to leave to go out or work or whatever. You could set an alert to do that on your phone. All right, or place orders, which I suggest you do, because that is far more easier to do than just keep on monitoring on your phone every single day. All right, so we spoke about sort of like the monitors, the setup, the charts, making sure you got them right, not having too many charts, but having enough so you can see the bigger picture and the trends and your signals and so on. I've spoke about having a watch list and a scanner of some sort to find the trades for you, and I'm thinking about, you know, your office environment. For me, you know, I've got a lovely, great big office in here. Not everyone's got the privilege to have a big office. I've got my bike in the corner, my road bike, which I take off the stand, or when it's the winter, I will cycle in the office if it's pouring with rain outside, just to keep fit. You know, because I've pretty much been fit most of my life. I don't want to get fat. I want to keep fit. I have your favorite drink close at hand all the time. Water for me, and strong coffee. I'm a coffee guy. And I've got my vitamins as well. You know, I have them at home. I take my morning drink at home. I've got my vitamins here to make sure I take them as well. I've got my water, I've got my coffee, I've got my golf club just in the corner over there, so if I go and make a coffee, I can just practice my golf swing. And if you play golf, you'll understand that. If you don't play golf, you won't understand that, because I'm always practicing with my golf. What else have I got? I've got a stand for my phone here. I've got a big TV screen over there so I can watch the football if the Euros are on, or World Cup, or any of the games that are on. I don't listen to business, Bloomberg really, or CNBC. Only if something major happens, I'll switch that channel on. I'm focusing on my strategy, placing the trades and managing the trade to the best of my ability. For me, it's not about what other people think, it's about me following the strategy to the best of my ability. I've got some lights in here. I've got a stand-up desk, which is great for my back. To get that desk standing, you know, I'm standing up, it rises very nicely. Here we go. Let's go up a little bit. There you go. There you go. And down a little bit. I've got my weights behind me as well, because it's important that the older you get, that you keep strong. So when I've got a chance, I can do my dumbbells and pump some weights. I hate the gym. I don't hate the gym. I really dislike the gym. I wouldn't say hate. I dislike the gym. I like to be outside. But I do go to the gym when I have to. But I pump some weights during the day while I'm looking for some setups. Split the day up into parts. If you're day trading, do not sit here from 7 a.m. in the morning to 7 p.m. at night. Sit in, over trading. Split the day up. Hour, 2 hours in the morning. Lunch. Afternoon session, finish for the day. If you want, you could just do the morning session and you will be done for the day if you want to. There's plenty of opportunities. You don't have to spend lots of time at the screens, guys, to make money as a trader. What else do I have? That's about it. And that's how I've got my setup. And it's just routine after routine, good habits every single day is what us traders do, day traders do. And I hope it helps, and that's the sort of way I have my charts set up. Don't forget, get your charts spot on, how you like them, making sure that you look after your charts here, and that you log in, log out every day. When you're logging in especially, that all the charts are the same every day. Every day they're the same. The setup's the same, the configuration is the same every single day. I'm not changing anything, all right? Just keeping it nice and simple. Hope it helps. Something a bit different, and just showing you the way all my stuff's set up. And now it's all about just placing the trade and going to make some money. Speak to you soon.